So one Bob Baffert horse leaves the main track at Santa Anita, another arrives, and a very good one. Arrogate is out on the track right now at Santa Anita, and we're going to have something interesting for you a little bit later in the show. We're going to compare Arrogate's last major workout before the Breeders' Cup Classic last year and this year. You're going to love that side-by-side comparison, but this is a live look at Arrogate right now.
So we followed Arrogate the last couple of mornings. What did he do? He had a workout, then he walked in the shed row, and then he jogged for a couple of days, and then he had his first day back yesterday galloping, just to give you a sense of the timeline here. And this is his second day back galloping, and this is a typical Arrogate gallop. We heard from Dana Barnes yesterday. When he gallops, he likes to, he'll drop his head low, and when he sees horses in front of him, he gets competitive. Look, he's a big, strong, good-looking horse. When we saw him jog early in the week, he's not pretty in his slower paces, and that can be said for a lot of racehorses. They're not all going to look 100% jogging and look smooth as can be. But when he gets into his faster pace, big, strong, lengthy, long-striding horse, he's a pretty mover and covers a lot of ground. Yeah,
Dana Barnes saying yesterday, I wish the race were tomorrow. That's how good he is feeling. Tomorrow now being today. But here we are 6 days away from the Breeders' Cup Classic, and everybody's wondering which Arrogate are we going to see. We're going to see the Arrogate who was so brilliant in winning the Breeders' Cup Classic over that very racetrack last year, running down at California Chrome, or are we going to see the horse that has not even come to that form in the last couple of starts here at Del Mar? Do you ultimately believe that Del Mar is his kryptonite?
I think that's a piece of the puzzle, but I think there's some other pieces that were caused his demise down here this summer. And I think he just got off track. And listening to Bob now with, a couple of months after that defeat in the San Diego, he said he probably shouldn't run him in there. He was never going to run him in there. The plan was to go straight from Dubai to the Pacific Classic. And then, the race came up and he was doing good. And he said, well, rather than work him, I'll just put him in a mile on the 16th San Diego. And it's an easy race. He'll probably thought, it's a free pass. And then you just get off track. And he's a horse that lost a lot of weight after Dubai. And I think they had trouble, keeping the weight on him down here this summer and that. So, yes, the track might have had something to do with it, but I think there were some other issues along the way.
Okay, so Bob's changed things up a little bit compared to last year before the Breeders' Cup Classic. Maybe he had to because of the circumstances you talked about. But a 7-furlong workout as his last major preparation versus 6 furlongs last year. What can we gain from looking back at these workouts side by side? Again, these are workouts a year apart. Yeah,
this is very good. These are the penultimate 2 back works from the Pacific Classic. On the left, 6 furlong workout with a stablemate. Arrogate, of course, on the outside, the big gray horse. That was almost a year ago. And then to the right, back here on the 23rd of October, just last week here. And they're eerily similar. They look very, very similar. Yes, he's a little closer to his stablemate on the work in the left. He's a little further behind his stablemate in the work on the right. Baffert said in the post-workout interview, he wanted Arrogate a little further back. Well, that's the one telling thing I noticed. In the Travis, he showed more speed, right? And he's close to his workmate. Dubai and the Pegasus, he came from off the pace. Maybe that's by design.
Dubai was circumstances.
Right, exactly.
But are you telling me by looking at how they're handling the workmate that maybe they're going to come from further back in the Breeders' Cup Classic?
That would be my guess. I would think so. I would think so. That's the race. Maybe they fell upon that running style in Dubai, but listening to Bob earlier this week, he said, he likes to sit back there and make a run, so we'll see. But look at him down the lane. I mean, everyone's questioning, is he the same horse? If I just showed you this video and said, 2016 on the left, 2017 on the right, they look identical. And even watch the gallop out. I know this tape goes all the way around to the backside. I mean, the gallop out is the same. He's being asked down the backside. He's not a horse that, like American Pharaoh, where you just sit up there, you press the gas pedal, and he answers. You got to ask him a little bit. Big, long-striding horse. Takes maybe a stride or two to get into his run, but when he gets into it, it's very impressive. But to me, those look identical. I mean, I could flip-flop the boxes, and you wouldn't tell the difference.
But again, the strategy seems to be a little bit different.
Yeah, I think so.
As far as Breeders' Cup Classic winners returning the following year, there is only one in history, and it was winning one for America. Talking about Tiz Now, who's won back-to-back Breeders' Cup Classics. I mean, Simon, why is it so hard? We just watched Winx win her 3rd consecutive Cox Plate. Why has the Breeders' Cup Classic become so elusive for back-to-back winners and only one horse has done it?
It's hard to maintain at the top level for 2 years. I think 2 years straight. There's only one horse has done it, and another one nearly did it. I mean, she was that far away, Zenyatta. And they're two of the greatest older horses, fillies and mares in the case of Zenyatta, that we've seen. So I think it really underscores it takes a very, very good horse to be able to do it. Tisnow was an exceptional horse. Zenyatta came so close, probably could have got it with another jump. But I think it's just hard to maintain that level of excellence for over 2 years straight at the highest level.
Okay, one final question.
Yeah.
We've got to get back into the other workouts. If that workout by Arrogate was here at Del Mar, would it be as nearly as impressive? I mean, when we're looking at those workouts there at Santa Anita, we know he loves the racetrack there. He won the Breeders' Cup Classic there.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if the workout was here, yeah, it'd be. I mean, if he performed like that over this racetrack, I think Bob Bass. Yeah, you don't know, but you could look at it and say, well, maybe it's not the track. Maybe he's handling it because I don't know. Did he work well down here this summer? I don't think so. We showed some workouts at the Pacific Classic where he's having some lead change issues. Remember, I showed the double box in our Pacific Classic workout show. We don't see that now. We see a much smoother lead transition. So, I mean, I don't know. There's so many question marks. Like I said yesterday, you can't lead him over there with 110% confidence off the races that he's run this summer.
It's amazing that Arrogate has become an enigma now. You just don't know, which makes this Breeders' Cup all the more exciting.